Okay, so, a while ago I have decided to give a game a try purely based on how many people seem to love it. It's a game I would have never imagined I would play because it didn't seem my style at all, but I thought, hey, if so many people like the game and are so hyped about it, surely it must be good, right? That game is Baldur's Gate 3. Now, did I like it? I guess you could say so. This game was absolutely fantastic with the character designs, amazing gameplay and a great storyline, which I will not spoil for the people who have not played it yet. However, this is not a review of Baldur's Gate 3. In fact, this is not a review at all. But playing this game gave me an idea. What if I try to play games that people seem to love but I have no knowledge of or that I would not normally play? So in a way, this is not a review as these games have been reviewed by many others and those games are established as being either really good or simply masterpieces. This is just my experience in trying to understand why people love these games. When thinking about what games I should try, I realized what better type of game to start with than something I have no experience with whatsoever, car games. Now, I need to preface this by saying I know next to nothing about car manufacturers or about cars in general. As such, I am 100% confident I will be getting things wrong. While I could try to do some research before starting, I thought it would be more fun to go into this blindly, so when I get something wrong, please do feel free to leave a comment explaining why and I'll be happy to learn that way. Now, when it comes to specifically car games, I don't have much experience with them. I believe the last car game I played was Lego Racers, and whilst that game is good for its time... Wait, now I need some game footage with Lego Racers, don't I? I guess I can't show any footage of this game. Just kidding. Where were we? Yes, this absolute masterpiece. So as this game is my last experience with a car game, I'm not sure what to expect. The only issue now is choosing what car game to play. There seem to be quite a few car games that people are enjoying, so it might be a tough choice. Wait a second. Welcome to Forza Horizon 4. This game seems to be loved by the fans based on the Steam page and critic scores. I will however try to avoid reading these as I would like to try to have an unbiased take on why people love this game. As I started the game, I set up my first goal, to get to the Lego Island. Going through the tutorial was quite straightforward and for someone who doesn't play car games it was made quite easy to understand the controls. As I started exploring the map, the first thing that struck me was how beautiful the landscape is. I did my best to try to guess if the map is based on a real location, if so, what? As such, I had a go at playing some GeoGuessr and locating it in either southern France or southern Italy. Spoiler alert, I could have not been more wrong. I may not have been good at guessing the location of the game, but you know what I was worse at? Racing. You could say that the first few races did not go well, especially with drifting. At this point I started wondering if I should even use drifts. I noticed that the AI never uses drifts and they seem to be doing well. Also, I discovered you can honk. On another note, while I probably cannot show you this here, I was impressed by the amount of radio stations and songs this game had. While driving around you can listen to pop music, rock music, rap, drum and bass, and even my personal favorite, the classical music station. It just feels so nice to drive around and chill while listening to those songs. It complements the atmosphere of the game so well. I imagine they had to put so much budget of this game into designing the cars because they look stunning. My untrained eye would even say they look realistic. Too bad by the end of it they did not have any more budget left to also work on the characters because this made me feel like I'm playing Sims.
Soupy whip. Rawr.
I'm also quite curious, as this game has so much variety in cars. How does it work trying to put a car in a video game? Is it like FIFA? Do you have to have a license specific for a car brand, or you have to end up creating your own cars like, I don't know, Lamborghini or Ferraro? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Speaking of getting distracted, I also got distracted in the game, and after I finished my first races and what I could only assume is the manager complimented me, I think, he called me Frankie Bowman. Is that a famous racer? But yeah, after I finished the tutorial and tried to murder some sheep, this should have honestly given me a hint about where the game is located in. I have discovered the customizing feature of the game, and for a car game it's really not bad at all, to be fair. But looking through the customization, I found out my character's vocation. I was not to be a simple racer anymore. No. I was going to have a job. I was going to be Santa. But I can't be Santa without a car that fits Santa, right? So I had to customize the car too. This is where I got lost. The level of customization for cars is insane. Like, look at this. What are these? What do those parts even do? I've never heard of those. I'm not convinced that these are not made up words. This has to be a dream for a car lover to be able to customize their car to that extent. I really applaud the developers for this. I don't know whether or not all car games have this nowadays, but I'm willing to bet it's not common. The game did have the option to auto-upgrade, which I was really grateful for as well. Now, after buying a van, which I thought would be a great fit for Santa as he can fit gifts in there, and after playing around with the photo mode, this, by the way, was another really nice addition to the game. They did not have to add this, and it looks great, it works great, why not? I realized my time as Santa was not there yet, as I had no gifts to deliver. It was not winter yet. As such, I had to try different cars. I did want to drive cars that I could see Santa driving. This is where I realized the most basic thing ever. Are you ready for this? Different cars drive differently. And I found that out the hard way. This was also the time I realized that my game was set to miles per hour, so after quickly correcting that, I continued my, maybe not race, stroll around the countryside. So I finished that and thought, hey, what better way to test the car than to take it around the streets of Edinburgh? Also, this would be the time I realized that the game was set in Scotland. The streets of Scotland were so beautiful, and as a person not living there, I would say the main roads and interest points are so well represented. I simply knew my way around just by comparing the roads to the real roads of Edinburgh. And you know what they say, all the roads in Edinburgh lead to the castle. So I went there, and found my second goal. I will have Santa become a millionaire, buy the castle and retire. But before I did that, I thought I had to become better at the game. I had to stop playing with the blue markers showing me where to go. I had to try to race without the GPS. How did that go, you ask? Well, the assistant tried her best, that's all I can say.
Are you geographically retarded?
It went so bad actually that I broke the game. Now, in all fairness, as far as I remember, this was the only major bug I have encountered in my playthrough, so I'm not blaming it on the game, but on me. The game actually runs great. It seems highly optimized with no frame drops whatsoever for what I believe is a graphically intense game. And I believe this has to be a must for racing games, where if you try to turn a sharp corner at a high speed, you need everything to just work, and the game just works. So anyway, after getting back in the game, changing the season to winter and finishing some more races. By the way, am I crazy in thinking that the type of car you drive influences the type of car your opponents drive? But yeah, so I finished the races, had a photoshoot of Santa delivering packages, and then did some bosses? Is that how they're called? This game has a few races called showcases, where they put you in a specific car they want and have you compete against crazy vehicles, like a boat on an air mattress, a train, Or a plane from Halo? I bet if I would have played Halo, I would be very excited about driving around as the Doom guy. This is such a great idea to have in a racing game to break the monotony. It's great. I mean, look at me, I'm racing Thomas. At this point, I was doing a few more races, trying to slowly collect some money to buy the castle, but I had an epiphany. I noticed on the map a place called Treasure Island, or something similar. And I was thinking, this has to be a good place to get some money, right? Well, for once, I was actually right. This game had 10 puzzles with each awarding 1 million money? Simoleons? At first, I was quite confident as I finished the first puzzle with no sweat. So to unlock the next puzzle, I've explored the island some more and done a few more races. This would probably be a good place to point this out, but by having no prior experience, it's hard to know whether this game has controls that feel great for driving objectively. However, in my opinion, it did feel like that. The controls worked perfectly and every movement I was doing translated the game exactly how I wanted. Whenever I would crash in a wall, I 100% know it was my fault and not something silly. Funnily enough, the car handling became even better after I was forced to increase the difficulty to expert mode in order to compete in a race. I was initially scared, but the controls felt so much better. I can't be the only one, right? Do you guys also prefer it like this? Moving on to the second challenge. This is where the problems began. Needle climb has been known to intimidate when set adrift in an Italian 458? Okay, let's see. Are there any cars that have the number 458 in them and made by an Italian manufacturer? Yes? Fantastic. Just need to complete the challenge now. To drift... Oh no, drifting, my enemy. My whole game plan until now was that at any sharp corner I just ram into the wall and go from there. I now have to learn how to drift?
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Well, after more attempts than I cared to admit, I was down there too. I did appreciate that these challenges had hints that were easy enough that even a person that knows absolutely nothing about cars could realistically guess which car they need to use, with hints such as the year that the car was manufactured, or a number associated with the car, or just puns such as horse for Mustang. From this point, it all went smoothly until the 9th puzzle. Oh boy, the 9th one still haunts me. It reads, Korea surprised with this new performance car, sting the mountain speed trap for all 3 stars. Okay, by this point I kind of gotten used to how the format of the riddles are, so mountain speed trap needs to be done at 3 stars with a Korean car? I'll be honest, I had no idea what manufacturers are from Korea. The only clue I found after going deep into it was the stinger. There it was. I had it. The only issue was, or I think it was, that I already completed the speed trap at 3 stars, so the game would simply not want to complete the riddle. So I tried a few times, beat my previous records as well, and still nothing. I honestly thought I had the wrong car. I was starting to doubt my logic, but weirdly enough, after a few more tries it just worked. Amazing. Completed the 9th riddle, completed the 10th riddle, completed the final island races, and thought that was a good place to stop with the island. The island was really great. I loved the stormy atmosphere and dirt races around the mountains. It felt like a great addition to the game. Oh, also, I have unlocked the best honk in the game. And proceeded to abuse it. Now that the island adventure was over and I was close to the 15 million for the castle, I decided to finally take on the Lego Island. My biggest hope was that it would have throwbacks from Lego racers. So, how did it go?
Welcome to Lego Valley!
I need to be honest, not too exciting. Maybe I did something wrong, or maybe my expectations were too high. I did like that the island was half built from Lego bricks that you could destroy. And this is where I'll be a bit petty. I kind of wish that the whole island was made from Lego bricks, as in my opinion it looks a bit bizarre with the mix of highly realistic graphics and Lego bricks. Also, the only new addition was the speed ramp from what I could see. Now, I know this is just a DLC, so changing so much would be unrealistic. And to that extent, I appreciate this for what it was and had fun building up the Lego house and upgrading the Lego car. What is your opinion on this, guys? I honestly feel like I enjoyed the Treasure Island more, which was completely unexpected for me. So after I played some more around the Lego Island, it was time to buy the castle. And after doing some more races for money and discovering that this game has a Battle Royale, which, why not? I have decided to change Santa to be a businessman. Not a very good one, mind you, as I wanted to test out the auction house function and I saw this car I had called the Aventador J, which after selling for 4 million and checking out the other listings, I realized I might have sold it for way less than the rest of the listings. Merry Christmas to whoever got that car. It was only fitting for Santa to deliver one last gift, right? So after the car sold quite instantly, I changed Santa's attire to be more fitting. And as I became a millionaire and a soon-to-be castle owner, it was only fitting I would become Batman. I then proceeded to have my final drive to the castle, so here it is.
You have arrived at your destination.
Now, my final thoughts then. Why do I think people love this game? Honestly, this one does not seem hard. My take on it is that people love this game as it is just an all-around amazing experience. Besides the story, which... was there even a story? The sheer amount of cars you can earn with each being able to be fully customized to the smallest detail, I can see this being the dream car game for a lot of people. To add to that, having such a large open world that does not feel empty at all must be a huge bonus. I imagine that there are not a lot of car games that go for the open world route and choose to go for a more linear experience. And the reason why it does not feel empty is due to the challenges. You always seem to have different challenges to do at every corner and it seems to be a bit of everything to satisfy everyone. Top that up with some amazing graphics which also run so optimized, and yeah, I can see why people would love this game. I give this game a Lamborghini out of 10. Now, when looking to install the LEGO Racers, I made the realization that LEGO Racers has a sequel, so bye.